Ambassador Ajay Basaria, former Indian ambassador to Pakistan, is joining us at this point in time. Ambassador Basaria, appreciate you taking out the time and speaking with us, sir. I hope you can hear me. This is Vineet Malhotra.
I can hear you clearly. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Well, sir, a lot of theories and perceptions being created when it comes to this war. Middle East is on a boil at this point in time. What's noteworthy is that Iran is going helter-skelter, trying to create an offensive, perhaps to intimidate the Israelis and America and its allies. But what do you make of this attack? Where do you stand on this? We have heard, experts and opinions from both the sides. People have also condemned this attack because it's, indicative of a regime change, whereas some have hailed this opportunity for a regime change in Iran, which is considered to be, not in favor of human rights.
Well, I think this is the most serious escalation in West Asia that we've seen. It's more serious than the 12-day war, which you recall, middle of last year, both Israel and US combined to launch that war. At that point, the stated objective was to obliterate, annihilate the nuclear program. But I think this attack was clearly about regime change. Although there were talks going on in Geneva about the nuclear enrichment issue, I think that was a ruse. It was always about regime change. It was always about striking at the heart of Iran and doing a decapitation strike, because this was a successful model that the US followed in Venezuela, and I think Trump himself was keen to follow this model again of doing a decapitation strike, and they succeeded in getting Khamenei out. So I think the essential objective of this was to complete the process from Israel's point of view that started with the terrorist attack by Hamas in October 2023. And since then, the US and Israel, with the help of the US, had successfully degraded Iranian proxies like the Hezbollah, like the Houthis, like those in Syria, and of course Hamas itself. And now, to complete the job, Netanyahu, I think, was keen and was trying to persuade Trump for a while to help him finish the job in Tehran. So I think this was clearly the mission to complete the moment. And you must remember that both Netanyahu and Trump are in their late 70s, and for both of them, this was a now or never moment. So for both of them, it was important to do the decapitation in Iran to secure a new West Asian order, which the US is clearly willing to support Israel in getting. So I think the objectives of the operation are quite clear.
So what do you make of this conflict escalating and other countries becoming a part of it as well? Russia has condemned it. China has, of course, not been, very favorable to what's happened. North Korea, of course, though it's a rogue nation, has still condemned what's going on. But, the terminologies and the verbiage which has been used by Russia is extremely provocative in this case. Do you think that there is a likelihood that, more countries could become a part of this conflict?
I don't think so, because, it is only rhetoric you're seeing. You're not seeing any action or any threat of action, because the UN Security Council met. There were just words, not even a resolution, clearly because the US was in the room. I think Iran is isolated. The Russians and Chinese may issue statements condemning what the US has done, but there is no Chinese armada or Russian armada in the sea. There's only the US fleets and US aircraft carriers that are around. So I think there will be a lot of rhetoric, but Iran stands isolated. The Gulf Arabs are a little conflicted because they are facing, the immediate repercussions, because there are 27 United States bases in the region, and they are housed in these Arab states. So clearly they become more vulnerable, and that is the concern. But they are, siding with the United States and with Israel in this situation. And so I think Iran is isolated globally. Several countries are either balanced or clearly favoring this U.S. action. So I think we have a situation in the next few days. I don't expect this war to continue beyond about 10 days. 7 to 10 days is what the US might want to escalate. Remember, the last year's war was a 12-day war. And Trump, I don't think, has the appetite for a forever war. His MAGA base won't allow him to get into a deep, entrenched war like in Afghanistan. He would want to finish the job, say that, claim success as in Venezuela, and hope that there is a organic regime change, even though regime change is not so simple in Iran as it was in Venezuela, because you may have a regime supported by the IRGC which may not be so pliable to American interests. But certainly any new regime
Right,
will be more vulnerable to US and Israeli pressure.
Right. So one last question, and if you can make your answer brief, so we have a paucity of time. You've been to Pakistan. You were the ambassador in Islamabad. What did you make of the reaction of the Pakistanis attacking the American consulates and embassy? What did you make of that, sir?
Pakistan is conflicted. Its field marshal is considered the favorite field marshal of the United States. So the regime would have been co-opted, but the people and the Shia population is outraged, and there will be attacks on the US, as there have been in the past when the US does things in the region. But I think the regime is conflicted. It is condemning both sides. It's also been condemning the Iranians. And I won't be surprised if there's a link between what happened between Pakistan and Afghanistan and what happened here. It was a diversionary move, in my view, to get the Iranians' attention away.
All right. Ambassador, appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much, sir.